Ms. Soma Chanda, Assistant Professor, Department of Management, Federal State, our Principal, sir. Mr. Tawhid Alom Laskar with the Alom Council.
আজিৰ এই ৱৰ্কশ্বপৰ বিশেষ ব্যক্তি লস্কৰদেৱ আৰু তেওঁৰ সংগী আমাৰ ছাত্ৰ ছাত্ৰী আৰু শিক্ষক শিক্ষয়িত্ৰীসকল, আজি যিটো বিষয় এই আমাৰ MBA বা BBA লগত ইমান সম্বন্ধ নাছিলে আগে ইমান সম্বন্ধ নাছিলে, কিন্তু এতিয়া চৰকাৰ বদলাৰ কাৰণে চেঞ্জ হোৱাৰ কাৰণে চৰকাৰৰ দৃষ্টিভংগী চেঞ্জ হোৱাৰ কাৰণে সময় সাপেক্ষে যিবিলাক প্ৰয়োজন হৈছে তাৰ কাৰণে এইটো এতিয়া ইম্পৰ্টেণ্ট বিষয় হৈছে। আমি জানো যদিও অলপ কিন্তু সেইকাৰণে আমি হাইকোৰ্টৰ স্পেচিয়েলাইজড অধিবক্তা এজনক মাতা হৈছে। তেওঁ বিশদভাৱে তোমালোকক কিছুমান কথা জনাব, যিবিলাক কথা তাৰমানে সাধাৰণ মানুহে নেজানে। গতিকে সেইকাৰণে মই আমাৰ MBA ডিপাৰ্টমেণ্টৰ শিক্ষক শিক্ষয়িত্ৰী সমন্বিত হেডক ধন্যবাদ জনাইছোঁ যে এনেকুৱা এটা বিষয় যিটোৰ প্ৰয়োজন সকলোৰে আছে। বৰ্তমান ব্যৱস্থা ক্ৰিটিকেল হৈ আহিছে। গতিকে এই ক্ৰিটিকেল ব্যৱস্থাত তাৰমানে তোমাৰ ইণ্টেলেকচুৱেল প্ৰপাৰ্টি ৰাইটছ, ইণ্টেলেকচুৱেল প্ৰপাৰ্টি কোনবিলাক? যিবিলাক ইণ্টেলেকচুৱেলি একুৱাৰ্ড কৰা যায়। একুৱাৰ্ড কৰে কি, এতিয়া আমি কিতাপ লিখিলে সেইটো তোমাৰ কিতাপখন এটা প্ৰপাৰ্টি হ'ল লিখকজনৰ, আৰু সেইটোৱে তাৰমানে ইণ্টেলেকচুৱেল প্ৰডাক্ট। সেই কিতাপখনৰ ওপৰত কি মালিকী স্বত্ব নাইবা কি অধিকাৰ থাকিব লিখকজনৰ, সেই কথাবিলাক শিকোৱাৰ কাৰণে তুমি এটা ইণ্ডাষ্ট্ৰী কৰিলা, তাতে পেটেণ্ট এটা তৈয়াৰ কৰিলা, তাৰপিছত তাৰে ওপৰত তোমাৰ কি অধিকাৰ আছে, সেই কথাবিলাক তাৰমানে আমাৰ লস্কৰদেৱে তোমালোকক ভালকৈ বুজাব। মই বিশেষ একো নাজানো, ময়ো ল পাছ কৰিছোঁ যদিও মই ইমান নাজানো। তাৰমানে আমাৰ সময়ত এইটো কম্পালচৰি পেপাৰ নাছিলে আৰু আমি পঢ়িব লগা হোৱা নাই, আমি তেনেকৈ পঢ়া নাছিলোঁ। তথাপিতো মই অলপ জানো, নাজানো নহয়। পঢ়িব যাবা, জানিব যাবা তোমালোকৰ ভৱিষ্যতৰ প্ৰফেশ্যনৰ কাৰণে। কিন্তু মই কৈছোঁ এতিয়া তোমাৰ বৰ্তমান জীৱনৰ যিবিলাক ৰাইট আছে, সেই ৰাইটবিলাক তোমালোকে এক্সাৰচাইজ কৰিছা নে নাই? অৰ্থাৎ তোমালোকে এতিয়া ষ্টুডেণ্ট, ইউ আৰ এ ষ্টুডেণ্ট অফ নট অনলি any of college but society as a whole. You are a student, so you have some special right. গতিকে সেই স্পেচিয়েল ৰাইটবিলাকৰ ওপৰত তোমাৰ তাৰমানে ফাণ্ডামেণ্টেল ৰাইটছ আহে। গতিকে কনষ্টিটিউশ্যনত যিবিলাক ফাণ্ডামেণ্টেল ৰাইটছ দিয়া হৈছে সেইবিলাক তোমালোকে জানা নাজানা? মই কনষ্টিটিউশ্যনৰ যিবিলাক কথা কোৱা আছে ফাণ্ডামেণ্টেল ৰাইটছ, গতিকে 12ৰ পৰা 35লৈকে আৰ্টিকুল হয়নে লস্কৰ? 12ৰ পৰা 35 আৰ্টিকুললৈকে তোমাৰ যিখিনি দিয়া আছে কনষ্টিটিউশ্যনে, সেইখিনি তোমালোকে জানা নাজানা? আৰু সেইখিনিয়ে মোৰ বোধেৰে আগতে জানিব লাগে। গতিকে সেই কথাখিনি তোমালোকে আজি লস্কৰে কোৱাৰ পিছত এবাৰ তেওঁ যিখিনি কথা ইয়াতে ইণ্টেলেকচুৱেল প্ৰপাৰ্টি ৰাইটৰ ওপৰত লেকচাৰ দিব, সেইখিনি কথা তোমালোকৰ যি কনফিউজন হয় সেইবিলাক তেওঁ সুধিবা। কিন্তু মই তোমালোকক অনুৰোধ জনাইছোঁ যে তাৰমানে কনষ্টিটিউশ্যনৰ যিটো পৰ্চনত 12 আৰ্টিকুলৰ পৰা আৰম্ভ কৰি 35 আৰ্টিকুললৈকে বৰ্ণনা কৰা আছে, এই ফাণ্ডামেণ্টেল ৰাইটছখিনি ভালকৈ পঢ়ি পেলাই সেইখিনি তোমাৰ জীৱনত প্ৰয়োগ কৰাৰ কাৰণে চেষ্টা কৰিবা। প্ৰথম এটা লাগে যে ৰাইট টু এডুকেশ্যন, ৰাইট টু স্পীচ। তোমাৰ মানে কথা কোৱাৰ অধিকাৰ আছে, ৰাইট আছে, কিন্তু তোমালোকে কথা নোকোৱা, ক্লাছততো কথা নোকোৱা। এতিয়া আজি মই ভাবিছোঁ এইটো অন্তত প্ৰথম এপ্লাই কৰিবা ৰাইট টু স্পীচ, ৰাইট টু নো। গতিকে তুমি লস্কৰক যাতে প্ৰশ্ন সুধি পেলাই তাৰমানে কি কয় টায়াৰ্ড কৰি দিব লাগে এনেকৈ প্ৰশ্ন কৰিবা তাৰমানে তোমালোকে বিভিন্ন ধৰণৰ there are so many things which you are not aware of. So you put questions to Laskar so that you can be familiar with the similar things. So I request all the students to be active in the session, and with this word I want to conclude, as because I am not specialized in the aspect of intellectual property rights. I am a man of commerce, yet I have a keen interest in law. I prefer to study law, but unfortunately I could not complete my LLM. It is my personal dissatisfactions towards the legal fraternity. With this work, I offer my thanks to Laskar and his associates and our professors of MBA department and MBA department. So with these words, I request our teachers to start the program.
Thank you, sir. Now I would request Dr. Rinku Agarwal, HOD Department of Management, to come to the dais and give an introduction of our esteemed guest and also tell us about the various importance of intellectual property rights.
Thank you, Pranamika. A very good morning to one and all present here. Respected Principal Sir Dr. Ghanshyam Nath, dear faculty members and my dear students. So today, as you know, as per the requirement of IIC, we have gathered here to know something about IPR. Now what is IPR? Intellectual property rights. Many of us, we don't know much about it. Even I am, you can say we are very much ignorant about this fact. So what is IPR? The rights which is given to people over the creation of their minds. It can be anything. It can be any inventions, literary and artistic work and symbols, name, images, designs which is used in commerce. It can be anything. Why is it important for students? It is important for students to understand because they can help prepare them to use it in professional and educational settings. And it can also help students understand how to recognize themselves as the creator of their work. If you are creating something, you can become the master of that creation. So it can also help students how to protect their work through registrable rights. So I'm not going to speak much about it because I'm not an expert in this field. To dwell more on this, today we have an expert resource person with us, Mr. Tawhid Alom Laskar, who is the advocate in Guwahati High Court. And you will also be very amazed to know that he is referred as the youngest writer in Assam, as he published a book called Generation Gap when he was of the age of 16 years. Then he is also an alumnus of National Law University and Judicial Academy Assam with a double honors in business law and criminal law. He has served as the convener of the debating society at again NLU Assam with 65 awards in various state and national debates. So we have a very amazing person with us from whom you can gather a vast sea of knowledge. But it's upon you how much you can gather from him. Currently he is engaged as a legal advisor for clinical patent of a respiratory device, business model of 2 startup ventures and other legal representations dealing with IPR and business laws. So sir, I would like to welcome you here to make our students a little bit aware on this IPR. So, one more thing, we would like to give sir a memento. So Pranamika, can you just come over here?
Okay, I believe the person on the last side also is able to understand, right? Here, my words is audible enough for everybody to go through. Now, the very first thing when we are talking about intellectual property rights and the strengthening point about it, just pay attention to the next sentence of mine, and when I specifically mention that intellectual property rights has nothing to do with your intellectual ability. Why do I say that? Intellectual property rights has nothing to do with your intellectual ability. If at all you know anything about intellectual rights, please erase those ideas. You can add on to those ideas after this particular session. But as of now, I want all of you to behave as 7-year-old children with a fresh mind and to take in things which will come next. Keep your mind as fresh as a 7-year-old child who is ready and creative and to absorb things which are coming his way. Firstly, as I said, automobile, remember, automobile, I'll connect my entire workshop so that it's my ability to make you understand. As I said, automobile, it consists of lots of companies, same with telecom sector. Now let us see what intellectual property has. Please next. First is patent. Okay. What is patent? You don't to learn also. Please do not forget about the word patent and its meaning. Why? Because they have certain trade secrets. Being business BBA students and MBA, right? Being BBA and MBA, I assume that you are well aware of this particular concept. Then what are your business models? What are the intricacies of your business models which makes you different and separate from other entities and that helps you grow? So therefore, these things are protected by whom? You have a business idea, you have a spices, that spice chemical composition which you already have, that you are using to improve your business. But that improvement of your business might be infringed by other person if they take a copy of it. And that is where intellectual property rights and the legal aspects come in to protect the business entity. Okay, next please. And the last one we have is a geographical indication, GI tag. So what is the GI tag? Not required as of now to understand because I have specific subject matters with all these required. Okay, now let us give a quick revision to this point. When we talk about intellectual property rights, what are the things associated with it? There is a word known as patent. We don't require to go into the depth of the word. There is a word required by the name trademark, copyright. Then what do we have next? GI tags and yes. Trade secrets. Okay, trademarks, trade secrets, word marks. They'll come a bit later. Now, this is the broader sense of what intellectual property rights talks about. First illusion which we need to break, which I, after doing certain sessions, came to know that the audience at large or the people at large, generally we think that intellectual property rights is an act, or that intellectual property rights is something in itself. It is not. It is a broader sense of explanation with regards to these particular sub-branches. Here, to this point, now we will delve into one each. Please next. Please next, yeah. Now, all these things which we have discussed, as I said, there is a difference between a policy and an act. An act is something which goes through the entire process of parliamentary. What are the two words written in the board? Like two pictures deals with. Not every citizen is a literate person, right? A person driving on a national highway, he has a lot of money, he cannot read English. Or when you are in the South India, you cannot read also, which counts when you are dealing with trademarks. This particular matter went before the Delhi High Court, and then the Delhi High Court asked Sardar Baksh, please change to anything, but not copy something which is visually similar or something which can create a confusion in the minds of a common person. Getting it? There is a two-level distinction. There is no bucket rule. A trademark that case we will discuss. Haldirams, yeah, Haldirams deals with snacks and all. And a similar matter, there is a case that particular entire branding is aloo ka chips, uncle chips, Lays and all. All these are trademarks. Trademark simply अगर आपको समझना है, so it's the name with which you call the product. The name which we call it is what is Santur. So Santur can be something else also, but largely people know it as soap, right? So if tomorrow someone comes up with a car named Santur, that definitely will be dealt with a soap named Santur. What is the meaning of the word swift? Swift गाड़ी होती है ना? Swift का मतलब क्या है? इसमें से smooth name to something else. What is Swift? Swift गाड़ी होती है. What is Swift? Swift is the name of a bird which flight wings do. So there they picked up the word Swift and they have the trademark of the word Swift is that. See, that is where trademark comes into play. Okay, trademark comes into play. Okay, जब आपको कभी कुछ चीजें मतलब whenever you are asked to copy something digitally or through computer devices, what do you do? इसका प्रोजेक्ट इसको डायरेक्टली छाप सबमिट करना है तो उसको क्या करते हैं? कॉपी कंप्यूटर मैकेनिज्म क्या होता है? कौन सा डिवाइस होता है? फोटोस्टेट मशीन एंड देयर इज इवन जेरोक्स. जेरोक्स क्या होता है? जेरोक्स इज द नेम ऑफ ए कंपनी. इट इज नॉट the process. The process is known as photostat. That is where certain words and trademarks come into play. JCB क्या होता है? JCB. What is the machine called? Cranes type. Hydraulic powered machines, equipments for large scale business transactions or hardware industries. Okay. So there are a lot of examples. Colgate क्या होता है? It's a toothpaste, right? So that way. Again, आप लोगों को याद है मुझे even Godrej also. So these are trademarks and words which have a larger implication. ठीक है, these are words which have a larger implication. Now, this is understood with regards to trademarks. Trademark is basically the name with which we know something associated with that particular thing. Okay, that is known as a trademark. There is a difference between trademark, company name, and patent. तो उसको next step में देखते हैं. इतना तो clear है ना? Easy, nothing difficult. Okay, next please. Now, which one is which one? It is very confusing when you are mixing two things up. One is Imperial Blue, another is London Pride. Okay? Now, tell me one thing. Again, another judicial thought process here. See, everything. Just hold on. Everything has to go through a judicial lens, right? What is the judicial lens involved here? Anyone just take a rough guess. What is the judicial lens involved here? Again, I am going back to the layman's example. The judicial lens involved here is when someone is paying for something, he has to get the thing in return, right? He has to get the service or the goods in return. The judicial thinking here is one person who has consumed a bottle of either of this product, wants one more and he goes to the shop. He is already under the impression of alcohol being consumed one good. He goes to the shop, will he be in a position to determine which one is Imperial Blue and which one is London Pride? That point of time, what comes into play is that whether is he cheated or not. The shopkeeper can easily lift him a London Pride and say it's a Imperial Blue and hand it over, right? From a layman's perspective, one person who does not know how to read, how to write, but he has a lot of money, and also in this situation he is a bit high, he is a bit drunk. So will it be possible for him to make a judicious decision? No, right? And therefore the trademarks or the product marks is very essential to be preserved. Here what happened is Imperial Blue was there. London Pride was asked to change their packaging, change their products and everything. Now, whenever we talk about packaging and products, all of you have gone through this product parachute hair oil. Hair oil देखा आप लोगों ने? There is a parachute hair oil, right? वो कितने बड़े पैकेट्स में आते हैं? There is a small 10 rupees, then hair oil, then another 25 to 30 rupees, then another you have a large which is around 100 rupees, then you have a large one, it's a gallon type which is around 200 to 250 rupees. What is the distinction between them? What is the distinction between them? This is not in my PPT, but I'm out of the zone. I will tell you one thing. With regards to parachute, anyone who has been to South Kerala specifically, Kerala, or any southern part of the country, southern state, there you will see there is a dish. There is a dish which is prepared by the same hair oil which you put in your head. Coconut oil. It is cooked. उसको cook किया जाता है. Now, there is GST, there are tax slabs. The tax slab for cooking oil is different from the tax slab for hair oil. Okay? Now, that 20 rupees parachute oil you can also use to pour on your head. Also you can make a curry out of it. Okay. Now what is the solution? Whether it should be taxed as a cooking oil or whether it should be taxed as a hair oil. What should it be? Yeah, how much? Yes. Yes. Food product. Food product. Yeah, food product. Okay, one way. So इसमें the judicial lens again comes in, and then the matter goes to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has decided, and it's a very funny decision actually. The Supreme Court has said, whenever you see a bottle of coconut oil which is larger in size, which means 750 ml plus, and it is kept in shelves along with the cooking oil, then it will be cooking oil. And when you are putting it in small bottles, then it will be hair oil. So now the packaging is very important. If it is packaged as a 1 liter pack, then it is cooking oil. You tax it on cooking oil. If it is packaged as 20 ml, 50 ml, 200 ml, then it is hair oil. You tax it as hair oil. There is nothing else which can determine. So these are the challenges which come before the court, and also the challenges for the companies. Okay. Now what is the parent company of Parachute? Marico. Marico is the parent company. Another important area. Marico manufactures Parachute as well as Sapola. Okay, and most of the people in our lives, someone who lives in a hostel or someone who is in a hurry, or you went to visit a particular site and your shoes got broke at a particular point of time, and you could quickly buy certain things from the local market. Also, just giving a simple analysis, sociology किसने पढ़ा है? 12th या degree sociology as a subject. किसने पढ़ा? Sociology as a subject. या फिर just पढ़ने के लिए भी पढ़ा है किसी ने? Okay, just please cut out with the murmur. Now sociology, the subject sociology recognizes marriage as an institution of civil nature where people come and get into a bond. Okay. Here what happens in India, the same sociological studies have talked about the big fat Indian wedding, which means if the family income of a family for 1 year is roughly 10 lakh rupees or 6 lakh rupees, that family spends more than what it earns in marriage. That is what we call it the big fat Indian wedding. Surprisingly, that is different with the corporate sectors in India, as all of you are in the corporate unit. I'm just reminding it once again. Recently, you have seen a very big fat Indian wedding, right? Spider-Man, Justin Bieber. देखा ना आप लोगों ने? In that marriage, the cost to the company was around 1% or less than 1%. Whereas in India, it is in general for the common people, this surpasses more than 70% of their generational wealth. Getting it? That is the difference between corporate mindset and common mindset. As soon as you are associated with the word corporate, the responsibility and the cunningness of your mind increases. And that cunning spark is what makes your corporate idea giant. Getting it? So therefore, every time you are dealing with corporate things, that you are all BBS and MBA students, the idea is not social work. I don't believe anyone is doing a lot of hard work. Now, how to register for copyright? Okay. Now you have published a book of your own and you purchase it from the other side. You have heard a lot of times might be that someone has produced a documentary, a lot of short videos are there, right? Then another larger film industry purchases that short movie and then takes it to the national television awards, and then they get their name. That is valid as long as you are giving due credit and you are purchasing the rights. In this series also, Harry Potter's rights have been purchased by whom? Warner Brothers. Any movie of Warner Brothers? Yes. What is the cost of the movie? Flash. Okay. Now let us go to the next rights. This is known as rights acquisition. Okay. Now another is the credit attribution. Many people think that Three Mistakes of My Life is Three Idiots. The movie Three Idiots came from the book Three Mistakes of My Life, but no, it came from the book 5 Point Someone. Okay, this 5 Point Someone is the book which exactly deals with the entire. Anyone who has read 5 Point Someone? I have read, anyone has read 5 Point Someone? No? When you read 5 Point Someone, you exactly imagine the movie Read it so that that is the other important thing with regards to the corporate market. You have seen movies, but whenever you are sitting in large scale corporate gravity tables, people discuss books more than movies. So try to develop it as a habit, because it is not always that you will live in this group. Tomorrow you will be sitting in large scale gravitational table forces where you will have other people from different corporate agencies sitting with you and discussing things. When you are not able to contribute to the conversation in the table, it will just be making a fool out of yourself, right? So therefore, for the MBA student, it is very much necessary that your personality should be above average. Normal people see it normally, but MBA students should have a spark in their personality which builds trust in your clients and agents, right? So that is very, very important, and that comes only by reading. Books and movies are okay, but reading is a very, very essential thing. Oh, please, let's go to the next one. याद है किसी को?
Yes.
बजाज डिस्कवर बोल के वॉइस कुछ सालों पहले आता था, बजाज डिस्कवर 125 बोल के उसका प्रोडक्शन बंद हो गया. Now do we have a Bajaj 125 Discover bike or a 150? Why नहीं मिलता ना? Do we get it? Bajaj Discover is there 125 नहीं मिलता, right? The reason is TVS filed a case against Bajaj saying that we have the patent for the 125cc engine, and if you want to produce it, because production is on a large scale, you have to give us the due credit and you have to purchase the production rights and by paying the patent fees, and that part was not done, for which Bajaj was dragged into a series of litigation, which means a lot of court cases, and at the end Bajaj had to pull down its production of 125cc engines. एक और चीज आपको मालूम है? Anyone who has been to Kolkata? Kolkata and the seaports, correct होता है क्या? In the seaports in Kolkata as well as your cellular device, मोबाइल का मतलब क्या है? Peer to peer information exchange, ठीक है ना? Peer to peer information exchange. इसके बाद for mobile communications devices. So this is the thing with regards to GPS, global positioning system. अभी पेटेंट का समझ में आया ना? Large scale utility, जो मैंने स्टार्टिंग में बोला था, intellectual property rights have nothing to do with. Understood? This is basically the idea about patent, the idea of patents. Now we will move on to the next slide. What is patent? This is one definition. वो 3 days में था ना definition बताओ. So that is definitions clears a lot of things. Let us just quickly go through the definition. Here is the confusion. The confusion with regards to trademark is solved. Trademark or copyright में difference समझ में आती है, right? Termination letter, this letter, that letter. And after being HR, if you have issued something which is not legally correct or legally upright, then the legal department cannot protect the company. तो आप लोगों का position बहुत confusing रहता है. Neither you can have very good social life with your colleagues and plus the law department बैठे हैं. ठीक है, legal department नहीं, because I have recently come through a matter in which the company, we were against the company. One of our person got a notice from the company HR team. Of the Tejpur Lychee, okay, Tejpur Lychee has got its GI tag stop. समझ में आया? अब मैं आपको एक और चीज बता देता हूँ. लॉ कंपनी उन्होंने ज्वाइन किया, उस कंपनी में इन्होंने ये आइडिया देके उनके पेंडाइव में डालना शुरू किया. ठीक, अब क्या हुआ? Then scientists filed a case not against the company but against these persons who revealed their trade secrets. समझ रहे हो? So as when you are dealing with business management, जब आप किसी business review committee में होते हो, review commission meeting में होते हो, it is very important. Legal team तो रहती भी है. It is very important for you to understand कि legal team उस कंपनी को टारगेट ना करके कुछ लोगों को भी टारगेट करती है. समझ रहे हो? Another company is producing the document, producing the same thing, but here the target is more people. Why? आप जब ज्वाइन करते हो तो आपसे एक NDA एग्रीमेंट साइन किया जाता है, आपसे एक एग्रीमेंट दिया जाता है कि अगर एक कंज्यूमर डिस्प्यूट हुआ, कंज्यूमर डिस्प्यूट इज अ बिग इशू. व्हाई? तो मैगी के पैकेट में वो नहीं निकला. BBA स्टूडेंट्स, आप लोग एक चीज हमेशा याद रखना, whenever you are sitting in a board meeting of the company, any meeting of the company, in any kind of discussions, be it related to consumer rights, consumer protection, or any of your friend has gone through any matter which is consumer related, or you are dealing with IPR and not a field like engineering or medical sciences, जहाँ आपका theoretical aspect और bookish knowledge ज़्यादा matter करेगा, whereas what will matter is the practical aspect. प्रैक्टिस में चीजें एवरीडे चेंज होता था, किताबों में चेंज होने में टाइम लगता है, मगर तभी आपको बहुत सारी चीजें पता चलेगा, ठीक है ना? हाउ बिग कंपनीज एंड द मैनेजर्स टॉक, बिहेव एंड द एचआर टीम्स डील विद ईच अदर, ये सब चीजों में जहां आपको आउटरीच, वी कॉल दिस आउटरीच अपॉर्चुनिटीज, wherever you get an outreach opportunity. I think Ruhul has done, he's here, we are lucky to have him here. He has done a lot of events, we met in that particular platforms only. He has a lot of expertise, he can suggest you wherever these events are happening. I'll tell you, across Assam it is booming, it is happening in a large scale and it is happening every day. So try to extract those opportunities. सिर्फ बिजनेस रिलेटेड जो भी प्रोग्राम हो रहा है वहाँ पे अगर आप जाके बैठते भी हो, ये जो आइडियाज होते हैं ना कि लेस को कहाँ से मिलता है, ये सब चीजें एक ओवरनाइट किसी ने नहीं सीखा, किसी किताब में भी मेंशन नहीं है. यू गो टू द प्रोग्राम्स ओनली देन यू लर्न. अभी लीगल टीम जब हमें आके ब्रीफ करती है, then how does the legal team, sorry, how does the HR team brief, या फिर business people how do they brief? They will come and say that we took this contractor, हमने उसको इतने यूनिट्स का पोटैटोस बनाने के लिए दिया था, उसने इतना यूनिट का पोटैटो बनाया, लेकिन द स्टाफ जो रखा था उसने, उस स्टाफ ने रेगुलरली पानी नहीं दिया, so these things happened, now we are not accepting it. हम नहीं एक्सेप्ट कर रहे, so they have given a law case suit against us और आप लोगों को उसको डिफेंड कर रहे हैं. That is the role of HR. So आज के बाद आप लोग किसी भी सिचुएशन को डील कर रहे हो, किसी भी फ्रेंड से कोई भी कंसल्टेशन ले रहे हो, because many times I have found this kind of people with regards to consultation and answering, कि सर ये कीपैड इसलिए, तार पिছত ऑर्डर को इसलिए, तार पिছত नहीं ले, तार पिছত that is not how you deal with it. Sir, he ordered on 20th December at around evening 4-5 PM because timing is very important. आप फ्लिपकार्ट पे ऑर्डर कब प्लेस कर रहे हो? रात के 12 बजे प्लेस कर रहे हो, तो ऑर्डर इमीडिएटली प्लेस नहीं होता. आपके यहाँ दिखाएगा प्लेस हो चुका है, लेकिन मॉर्निंग में तो जब रिटेलर अपना कंप्यूटर में लॉगिन करने का उसके वहाँ पे प्रॉम्प्ट आता है, एक्सेप्ट होता है, समझ लो, एंड प्री डिटरमाइंड प्रॉम्प्ट्स कुछ रहते हैं, तो दैट टाइमिंग इज आल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर सर. ही राती इनका सारे गाना मन होता प्लेस थोड़ी सी ले, आफ्टर दैट ही दैट प्रोडक्ट रिक्वायर्ड 5 days टू कम, तार पे तो ऑनलाइन चेक कर दे, इट शोड दैट लास्ट स्टॉपेज इज वेजिटेबल. उसके बाद सर आइडिया नहीं है, उसके बाद उसने बार-बार 10-15 बार फोन किया था उसको, आई हैव द फोन नंबर ऑफ द एजेंट आल्सो, एंड देन ही डिड नॉट रीच, एंड उसके बाद उसने कंप्लेंट किया 2 बार इनके इंटरनल सेल में दिस एंड दिस. सो दैट इज द स्पेसिफिक डिटेल्स व्हिच यू टेक एनी ब्रीफ, be it for business purpose, be it for anything. As soon as you stop being vague, you have to be very precise. Without precision, the market is very competitive and business market is much more competitive. और अगर आपके पास पोटेंशियल है तो there are a lot of opportunities. जितने नंबर ऑफ जॉब्स है उससे ज़्यादा वैकेंसीज है. लोगों को लगता है जॉब्स नहीं है, लेकिन ऐसा सीन नहीं है, वैकेंसी ज़्यादा है, पोटेंशियल लोग कम है. इन्फोसिस ने भी कहा था वी डोंट हायर फ्रॉम इंडिया बिकॉज दे लैक स्किल्स, एंड दोज स्किल्स आर दिस: प्रेजेंटेशन स्किल्स, कम्युनिकेशन स्किल्स. If you are sitting in a group with 5 other people and you have to contribute in the group, right? आप मूवीज और म्यूजिक के बारे में तो हमेशा बात नहीं कर सकते, राइट? You have to talk about newspapers, news, politics, business world, what are the tax slabs. नया गवर्नमेंट नया वो लेके आई ना टैक्स स्लैब्स, रिसेंट बजट हम सब ने सुना था, राइट? इंडेक्सेशन के बारे में एंड अदर थिंग्स. तो उसमें क्या चीजें हैं? When you are sitting in a model with some people, they know the facts, they know the details. Unless and until you know the facts and details, you cannot contribute. तो उस पे आपको leverage नहीं मिलेगा. Understood? So you have to have information, knowledge, and that information and knowledge will create a spark for the character, for your personality. With this, I would like to sum up and conclude. Thank you very much for being such a patient audience, and I believe I have been able to break the hurdle of putting things into your mind rather than asking you to consume. And with this in various states. One is the production, one is services, one is goods, or one is online retail marketing, this and that. There are various avenues to it. Now here what happens, after you have brought up your idea, you simply have to decide whether this is for industrial purposes or you are the sole owner and sole distributor of everything. Once done, simply you have to mandatorily contact any person from the legal fraternity and they will tell you to go for provisional patent. Okay, provisional patent is something which happens before absolute patent. Provisional patent में आप अपना idea डाल दिए. From this point it shows that ये idea पहले आपके दिमाग में. Someone who has the patent fast, मतलब FIRST first, is the one who has the claim over the patent. इसीलिए आपको 12 महीना वेट नहीं करना है कि मेरा प्रोटोटाइप रेडी हो रहा है, आफ्टर 6 months आई विल गो फॉर द पेटेंट. नो, आपके पास आइडिया है, उसी को आपको प्रोविजनल पेटेंट फाइलिंग करना है. ठीक है, द मोमेंट यू गेट द आइडिया और आपको आइडिया लगता है कि ये 1 साल में हो जाएगा, यू शुड गो फॉर प्रोविजनल पेटेंट फाइलिंग. आपने प्रोविजनल पेटेंट फाइलिंग किया, उसके बाद आप फ्री हो कि नाउ आई एम द फर्स्ट वन टू हैव दिस आइडिया और मुझे 1 साल के अंदर इसको प्रोटोटाइप को फाइनल प्रोडक्ट्स में डेवलप करना है. देन यू स्लोली डेवलप इट. अगर आपको और टाइम एक्सटेंशन चाहिए देन यू विल गेट दैट आल्सो, दैट इज अलाउड. नाउ हु डज दिस पेटेंट थिंग? अब पेटेंट इज अ वेरी कॉम्प्लेक्स मैटर. हर कोई आदमी तो जनरली कर नहीं सकता. इट्स नॉट अ सिटीजन ऑफ दिस
One of our student is there. He is dealing in gaming.
anyone who is
Abhaya, are you there? Abhaya? Oh yeah.
anyone who is dealing
Abhaya.
or you are dealing with?
Yeah, he means he has just come up with a new gaming type of thing. So we are thinking like, can we?
Understood. So what I will do is I will suggest you one thing. You have to first specify your genre, whether if it's an esports or it is an online gaming platform. Okay. Now here what happens? Your idea has to be with you. Only the broader picture has to be seen. That I have developed an app or I am developing a game which requires this amount of mental capacity without disclosing the facts of the game. Understood? That facts of the game will be directly disclosed after you get the provisional patent. Before that you have to protect your idea. You have to give us the larger genre, that it's an esports or it's an mathematical platform, or if it is something associated with a website related gaming platform. After that you go to the intricacies and then you file for provisional filing. Getting it? But a small amount of prototype should be ready. You want to share your broader idea without going into details?
Idea, just idea.
Without going into details.
Abhaya, now go.
Session. Yes or no, students? Yes? Yes? Yes. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your knowledge and making us understand about the various concepts of intellectual property rights. So, after this session, I am sure some of our students might be coming up with new innovative ideas. Now I would like to request Mrs. Abhigya Borwa, Assistant Professor, Department of Management, to deliver the vote of thanks.
A very good afternoon to one and all present here. We have come to the end of our program. I, Abhigya Borua, Assistant Professor, Department of Management, stand before you to propose a vote of thanks. Firstly, I would like to thank our Principal Sir, Dr. Ghanshyam Nath, for his constant support and inspiration. No event can take shape without a proper leader. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Rinku Agarwal, Head of the Department of Management, for assuming a leadership role and guiding us and motivating us throughout this workshop. My heart fills with a lot of gratitude and respect for our distinguished guest, Mr. Tawhid Alom Laskar. Thank you, sir, for sparing your valuable time and enlightening us by giving insights about IPR. I hope that your commendable talks will surely be beneficial for us in clearing our concepts and enhance our understanding pertaining to IPR. I would also like to thank Mrs. Pranamika Das, Assistant Professor, Department of Management, for putting her heart and soul in making this event a successful one. I would also like to offer my special thanks to Mr. Arup Das, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, for designing the digital banner and recording this event. I would also like to thank all the faculty members for their cooperation in making this event a resounding success. I am extremely thankful to all the students for their active participation and patience. Last but not the least, I would also like to thank all our non-teaching staff for extending their helping hand throughout this event. With this, I would like to conclude my vote of thanks. Thank you, everyone.